Hey, you guys, it's your girl Aquila coming straight at you from Diva-Villege. My mind, my thoughts. Today's topic was about parents being friends with their kids. Let me start out by saying this to you. When I say parents being friends with their kids, I'm not saying that you can't be friends with your children. That's far from what I'm saying. What I'm saying that there are limits of what goes on with a parent being either a parent or a friend to that child. Because what happens is, hey Willette, thank you, honey. What happens is this. Hey Ann, hey Faye, how y'all doing? What happens is when you have that imaginary line, I have to put this up so you can see it. There's an imaginary line that you can't cross between being a parent and a friend to your kid. When you cross that imaginary line, there is no way. Hey, ours, there is no way of going back once you. Hey, Faye, how you doing, honey? Once you cross that imaginary line, there is no going back. So let's just get started with this right here. So, as you know, if you got a chance to watch the show, I had listed 7 points that I felt that as a parent and a friend, you need to separate yourself from it because it can cause a lot of problems. So, the first point that I had is cursing. Now, when kids are born, kids don't know how to talk. As a parent, you teach kids how to talk. Do you guys agree with me? I'll take that as a yes. So you teach kids how to talk. If you're walking around the house and you're always cursing and everything, this is what the kid is going to pick up, and this is what the kid is going to do. So when the kid goes out, the kid is cursing. When the kid is home, the kid is cursing. And when the kid is talking to you, that kid is cursing. When you have a child, yes, I believe no cursing. Me either, Ann. When you have a child, if you allow that child to talk to you the way they would talk to their friends in the street, meaning they're cursing and using all kind of profanity, they are causing. I hear you, Willette. She said that's a huge no-no. Even though they're grown, it's still a huge no-no. And the reason why I say this is because regardless of how old your child is, if your child is talking to you the way they talk to your friends in the street, your child has no respect for you. Hey Trey, how are you? And you have to teach your child to respect you. So if your child is calling your friend in the street all kinds of bees, and then when they talking to you, they are calling you all kinds of bees also, where's the respect? You have to draw a line between that friendship and that parent because no child should be cursing at you. No child should be calling you out of your name. Now, me, my mom's no longer here, but she's never heard me curse a day in my life. My grandmother raised me. She never heard me curse. My Aunt Audrey took over after my grandmother. She's never heard me curse. I think it's truly disrespectful when a parent allows a child to speak to them the same way that they speak to their friends in the street. And again, I say parents, it starts with you because if when you are having conversation with your kids and you are constantly cursing, your kids are going to pick up those words. And when they pick up those words, they're going to be using the exact same words to you. So if you talking to your kid and you calling your kid a fat B, or you saying to your kid all the time, F you, or you going OS, what do you think that kid is going to say? Because that's what that kid is being taught what to say. I have messages coming up and I'm not seeing them. So you guys just keep sending your messages and everything. Another thing is partying with your kids. Now, I don't think everybody's saying very true and says, oh no, I don't let them curse. If they do say it, they look sad and sorry. Well, I still don't say damn or hell in front of. See, you guys are like me because you're old school and you know better to say words like that in front of your parents. Partying. If your kid is going out with their friends partying, I don't think that you should go out with them. Why? Like I said at the beginning, you can be friends with your child or your kids, but being friends with your kids does not equate to being friends with them with their friends. Meaning, if they're going out, you can't go out with them and their friends. Like mothers, if you have daughters and your daughters is going to a strip club, you cannot go to a strip club with your daughter. Why? Because for one, you don't want to see your daughter watching you falling all over somebody and acting like a fool. You and your daughter should not be sitting there side by side looking at men putting dollar bills in their G-string, if that's what they still do, or if that's what they do. You guys just shouldn't be doing it. And why? Because now you're no longer parents. You're just straight friends. Because now all sorts of words, all sorts of language, all sorts of everything is going to start now. Why? Because of the situation that you put yourself in. And says, my mama or my grandmama never heard me, and I don't curse. And I don't curse either, because I feel that, hey, Chris, how are you? I feel that I can have a conversation with you, and I don't have to curse to get my point across. So, I mean, I don't know. Some people feel that when they're cursing, it gives them a sense of power, a sense of control. I'm just not one of those people, because I can just say what I need to say. Hey, Earl, how are you? I could just say what I need to say without having to curse. But like I said, partying, you can't go out partying with your kid, which leads to my next thing, drinking. Now, we all know that everybody drinks. Don't say you don't, because you do. Everybody drinks. And sometimes when people get drunk, they can't control themselves. So if you out with your kid and y'all drinking, y'all taking shots, y'all doing apple martinis or whatever you guys are drinking, Hennessy or whatever, what's going on in here? Hey, Chris, we're talking about parenting. Are you a parent or a friend to your child? Hey, Natty, how are you? So getting back to the drinking. So you go to a bar with your kid. Everybody's getting drunk. So when people get drunk, they just start talking crazy when they get drunk. When they start talking crazy, they start saying all sorts of things to each other. And then they go, a drunk man tells no lie. So if you sitting there with your kid and you getting drunk and your kids start calling you all sorts of names and start telling you about how stupid you are, you're going to be upset. You're going to be hurt. And then all of a sudden, then you're going to want to not be friends. I'm your mother. I'm your father. You don't talk to me like that. But then it's too late, because you've already crossed that line already. Cursing because they know they would get hit. That's true, Chris. But a lot of kids cursing from their parents and they don't get hit, because that's where they're learning it from. Double dating. You can't be going double dating with your daughter, nor your son. And I'll tell you why. Okay, some daughters and mothers, they look like sisters. And sometimes that becomes a problem, because one becomes jealous of the other. Or sometimes the mother tries to live their life through that child, or the child is just jealous of the mother because the mother looks as though we could be sisters. So you go out with your daughter, and in the process of you being out, you see this guy. You checking this guy out, but the guy checking out your mother. Now you got a problem. Or you got a boyfriend, and the boyfriend is checking out your mother. You got a problem, because now you and your daughter are going to be fighting over what? A boy that's her age that's checking you out? No, you can't do stuff like that. You have to know your boundaries. Chris says, when you're a single parent, in my case, it's just me and him. Yes, we are both. Chris, but you have to watch the show so you can understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you cannot be a friend with your son. That's not what I'm saying, because we are all friends with our kids. What I'm saying to you is you have to set boundaries. There are certain things that you cannot do in front of your kid and expect your kid not to respond. And if he responds and you feel that it's disrespectful, you can't decide now, okay, you know what? Now, hey, Brett, I don't want to be your friend no more. I want to be your father. You can't do it like that. You got to pick a side. You can be friends with your child, but there are steps. I mean, like I said, there's an imaginary line that you can't cross. Once you cross that line as a parent or a child, that's it. You can take your son to a strip joint. How you doing, honey? You can take your son to a strip joint with you. When you take him there, he start acting out of pocket. He start acting crazy and start doing crazy stuff. Or he start, spazzing out on you. You can't get upset with your son. Why? Because you put yourself in that friend zone. So you have to decide, am I going to be in a friend zone? Am I going to be a parent? You can be friends with your kids. You can take your kids out. You can do stuff with your kids. But what I'm saying is, you can't put yourself in a situation with your kids and their friends and expect it not to be a friendly situation, because it's not. You are going to be friends. You are no longer a parent. Ann says, let me see. You are right, Aquila. That's how my first cousin do with her daughter. If you take your kids, your daughters, most definitely. Hey, Miss Jenkins, how are you? If you take your daughter to a strip club, most definitely, and you are fawning all over these men. Hey, Valencia, how are you? You are fawning all over these men in front of your daughter. You are no longer a parent because certain things parents don't do in front of their kids. So if you're at a strip joint with your daughter and you're acting like really, really like thirsty, now we are friends. So now your daughter is going to start, how are you? Now your daughter is going to start mimicking everything that you do. And that's something that you don't want to happen. That's why I say you can be friends with your kids, but when your kids are doing their own thing, you have to let them do their own thing. Another thing, and it's funny because I talked about this and I was on Facebook and my niece had posted something like this on Facebook. You have parents going out with their kids to parties and stuff, and they twerking and dancing and doing all this crazy stuff. Yo, stay in your lane because that's not for everybody. You do not have twerking contests with your daughter because now you are her friend. You're not her parent. You her friend, because a parent would not be having a twerking contest with their daughter. At our age, we are dead. You're right. There are boundaries that need to be set. Thank you, Net. We as parents, we have our dances that we do, and trust me, the dances that we do is not the dances that the kids are doing today. So as a parent, you have no business out there having a twerking contest with your child. This particular thing that someone posted yesterday on Facebook, it was a kiddie party. They even had Minnie Mouse in one of them little Minnie Mouse outfit with the parents having twerking contest. Your child is there. This is what you want your child to see? This is the example or the way that you're setting things for your child? No. Hey, Deidre, how are you? You can't do certain things in front of your kids. Certain things is for adults. Certain things are for kids. Another thing, and this is big, social media. A lot of parents say that they're not friends with their kids on social media. They're not friends with their nieces and nephews. They want to keep that separate. Okay. Me personally, I am friends with my daughter with my daughters on Facebook. I'm friends with my nieces. I'm friends with my nephew. I mean, you will see and hear me shout my nieces and nephews out all the time. But this is the thing. Hey, Corey, how are you? This is the thing with social media. Social media is a wide platform. And when you go to social media, you have to send an invite. So when that person sends you that invite, it's up to you whether or not you want to accept it or not. If you send somebody a friend request, remember, it's up to them whether or not they want to accept it. So I'm saying that to say, you know what goes on Facebook. So if you're sending your kids friend requests and they accept it, you can't get upset because you know what goes on Facebook. You know what goes on social media. And the thing is, these kids are there with their friends on social media. Hey, Whit, how are you? Hey, Corey. These kids, your kids are on with their friends. So if they're on with their friends and they're having conversations and they're cursing and they're doing whatever they do, and you decide to join in with that conversation with your kid and their friends, now you're no longer a parent. Now you a kid. Now, like I said, I have my nieces, my nephews that are on Facebook. Hey, Whit, and I make comments and stuff to my nieces and nephews and stuff on Facebook. But the thing is, when they're talking to their friends and they're having their conversations to what they're doing, hey, Adrian, how are you? When they're having their conversations with their friends, I know at this point, I'm not making comments. Why? Because whatever they're saying to their friends, it has nothing to do with me. That's when I say you have to know your place, whether you're a friend or a parent. You have to know your place. So as a parent, if you want to be friends with your child on Facebook, you can be friends with them, but just know their friends are their friends. They're not your friends. You just have to know that. I see a lot of stuff on Facebook. Do I comment on everything? No. Why? Because I know that it's an open field. And I know that if I send somebody a request and they accept it, then to me, it's what I see is what I get. And there's nothing that I can do about it. You just have to know, like I said, what are you going to be to your child, a parent or a friend? Because you can't be both. And when I say you can't be both, I'm saying that you can't be that parent that wants to hang out and get drunk and go to parties and stuff. And then when we get home, go clean your room. Hey, Asia, did you clean your room? Did you do your homework? You can't do it because you're sending mixed signals. We're either friends or we're not friends. You're either going to be my parent, excuse me, you guys, or you're not going to be. I'm going to show this to you guys too, for those of you who didn't get the bottle yet. Yeah. So again, you have to know your role, play your position, and do the right thing, because you can't send all these mixed signals to your kids. Another thing that I think is crazy with parents, right? Now you have kids and your kids is fighting. You don't go out in the street and you fight with your kid. You don't do that, because then again, you are stepping out of your parent realm. Now, if you're a parent and your child is fighting, by all means, you go out there to make sure nobody jumps your kid and make sure that your kid don't get hurt. But what you don't do is go out there and you start fighting somebody else's kid, because that kid is going to fight you back, and that kid may end up hurting you. But at the same time, you moved yourself from that parent realm to that friend realm. So now all your friends is like, yeah, I saw your mom, you know what I'm saying? Your mom was out there, she was fighting, she was this, she was that. Your mom is cool. There's nothing cool about that. Hold on, you guys, I have a comment. Nettie Neal says, when a disagreement breaks out between the child and the parent, and you hang out with them and do the same thing, twerking, drinking, smoking, the disrespect would come because they think you're a friend instead of a parent. I'm going to pin that comment. And like I said, I like to shout out my nieces and nephews. And my niece Brittany taught me how to pin comments. So I pinned that comment so you guys can see it. But she's 100% right. Because if you're out there doing the same thing that your kids is doing, there's no more parent. Now we're on the same level. So what do you want? Do you want your child to respect you as a parent or as a friend? Because you know, with their friends, they get mad with their friends. They stop talking to their friends. Going back to that fighting, they get mad with their friends. They want to fight. So then if you want to be out there fighting and stuff with them and the friends, your child come home, your child gets mad with you. Do you want your child to throw their hands up at you and say, all right, you know what, let's fight? Because you've already put yourself in that friend zone. So whatever's going on with the child is going to go on with you too. So you just have to know certain things as a parent you don't do. And fighting in the street, like I said, if your child is fighting in the street, I will say, you know what? Don't let your child get beat up. If you have to drag your child out, then you do. Or just let your child fight to the end. If they get beat, he get beat. If he win, he win. But as a parent, you don't jump in and start fighting with that child, because now you are no longer a parent. I know as a parent that we want to protect our kids, but there's only so much protection that we can do. As a parent, the most that you can do is try to bring your kids up the right way and hope and pray that they do the right thing. But if you are the one that's setting these examples for them, if you are the one that's teaching them this different languages and stuff, I'm sorry, what do you expect? With me, I'm going to always be a parent. My daughter, when my daughter and I go out, we'll go out, me, her, and my husband, or me and her, we going to dinner, we going to the movies, but I'm not hanging out with her and her friends. Now, this past January, we all went on a cruise together, and one of her friends came on the cruise with us. I wasn't hanging out with her and her friend. I'm hanging out with my other cousins, and she's with her friend, because at the same time, whatever they're doing is them, and I should not include myself in it, because once I include myself in it, I become a friend. And once I just become just her friend, then there's no respect. And one thing I would not have is her coming in here cursing at me, or her coming in here trying to slap me up and stuff, because you know what? It is not going to happen. It is not. So what I say to all the parents, do not cross that line. Let your child know that I'll be your friend, but I am your parent first, because you have parents that are say to the kid, I'm not one of your little friends in the street. So when you say that, you have to mean it, but you can't be acting like a friend in the street, but then you want to be a parent. You have to pick a side. That's all I can say. You have to pick a side. I think that's pretty much all that we were talking about on the show. I hope everybody got a chance to watch the show. If you didn't watch the show, please sit down and watch the show. This is my new season. This was the 4th one. I have 4 more to go for this season. After 4 more, then I'm going to end it, and I'm going to end the season, because I like to get new material. But at any time, if anybody has anything that they want to talk about, because you guys know I can bring guests on the show, and we can't talk about anything that that anybody wants to talk about. I just find that it's just so important that as parents growing up, I just feel that we need to talk about subjects that's going to help our kids. You know what I'm saying? I think that we need to help them, educate them, and just let them know that we're always there for them. with all means that we're always going to be there for them. So as you guys know also, and I know it's a lot tonight, but let me say this. I want to say it right. Last week, I had a lot of new people that came in and joined Diva-Ville. I had a lot of people. And I want to say thank you to everybody who joined Diva-Ville. I want to thank all of you guys who continue to ride with Diva-Ville and watch the show every Sunday. Those of you who come in for the live Q&A and give me your input, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for that also. So with this happened last week, I had made a post saying that I was going to pick 3 people out of all these people that was on, and I was going to pick 3 people, and I was going to send them a special gift from Diva-Ville. I had a lot of different ideas. I was like, my friend Lynette said that I could give people a telephone call, send them a picture of me, Diva-Ville merchandise, just different things of that nature. But what I did with all the people that we have, I picked out 3 winners. So before I get to my ending to close out, I want to tell you who my 3 winners are. And if they're not on, it's fine, because I'll inbox them and let them know that they are winners. And as winners, and because all of you guys are winners, it's just that I was only able to pick 3 at this time. And I'm quite sure I will do more promotional things. I will do more stuff, to give out more giveaways to other people. But for this time, it was only 3 people. Now, the 3 people that I chose, one is Maggie Jenkins. I don't know if she's still Mexico. What's going on, dude? I don't know if Maggie is still on, but I'll reach out to her and let her know that she is one of the winners. And what you have to do as a winner, you have to let me know exactly which gift that you want. Whether you want the bag, the bottle, or the t-shirt, you have to let me know what you want. My other winner is Dolores Davis. And my other winner is Evelyn Matos. So those are my 3 winners. I'm going to be reaching out to these 3 people tonight to let them know that they are the winners for the contest, for the drawing. Let me see what everybody else is saying here. Everything is cool, Mexico. I'm glad that you came in, and you're listening and watching this show. I'm going to reach out to these people to let them know that they are winners. And you guys know still, even though you didn't win, you can still go in and you can go to the merchandise site and you can order the merchandise. This right here is my water bottle right here, just in case if anybody's, they want to know. And you see it says Diva-Ville, my mind, my thoughts. This week, with my members coming in, I got over 50 people that joined this week. Thanks to each and every one of you guys. And you guys, it would be really nice if you tell other people, like your friends and stuff, to join, because like I said, I will be doing more things like that. But we had 50 people to join from last Sunday night up until today. 50 people joined. I think the total number now for Diva-Villagers are 1,219. And we're going for that 10,000. We're going for that 10,000. If you guys have been on the page, yes, everybody share. Thank you, Brittany. Hey, Diane. Hey, Michael. How are? Oh, that's the same person. Hey, you guys. How are you? You guys share. Tell other people to come in. If you missed the show, this way you can watch it again because it's on Facebook. It'll be posted. You can also go to DeMarca Management, and this is my 3rd season. So I have different shows and stuff there that you guys can watch. I have a commercial that's out there too. If you watch the commercial tells you exactly what type of shows and stuff that I talk about. And again, if anybody wants to come on, you're more than welcome to come on the show. If you've experienced something, if you're going through something, and it's just something that you want to talk about, feel free just to reach out to me. If you have my number, you can call me. If you don't have my number, you can inbox me. And if you feel that after you inbox me, that is something that you need to talk to me about, I'll give you my number. You can just call me because I'm transparent. I just want everybody to know that we're all human, we're all people, and we all go through different trials and tribulations. So if it's something that you want to talk about, by all means, go to DeMarca Management. And if you go to DeMarca Management, you can, hey Darren, how are you? if you go to DeMarco Management, like I said, you can see all the different shows and stuff that's gone on. This is the third season, like the third season. Yeah, this is the third season. Like I said, you can see all those different shows. Not only that, if you go on, you will also see the web page for the merchandise. One of the merchandise, we have a business website also. It's called the DeMarco Media. If you have a business that you have started or a business that you have and you want exposure for your business, get it out there, reach out to me. I can put you on my DeMarco Media thing instead of Diva-Ville, because Diva-Ville and DeMarco Media is all underneath the same umbrella. Hey, brother-in-law, how are you? It's all underneath the same umbrella, but it's two different things. So no matter what it is that you want to talk about, you can fit in on either one of my shows. But like I said, if you have a business that you're starting, if you have a business that you're already working on, if you're into music, if you're trying to get into music, anything business-wise that you want to do, reach out to me and I can do an interview with you. I can do a video conference interview with you and bring you on the show. I have no problem with that. And as far as Diva-Ville, if you have any type of issues, I'm more than happy to discuss it. Like I said, if you go back and you watch all my other shows and stuff that you have, you'll see that we talked about sexual abuse, we talked about sexual harassment, we talked about so many different things. But if anything that you want to talk about, or if it's something that you feel that you've missed, go back and watch my show, because I guarantee you it's something in there from each and every one of you. So I'm going to bring this to a close, but like I always say, all good things must come to an end. But what I need for you guys to do, not only you, but for your friends and everybody else, go to YouTube, go to DeMarco Management. That's DEMAKA Management, MANAGEMENT, and subscribe. If you subscribe to DeMarco Management, whenever my shows come out, you'll be able to see them before anybody else sees them, because the minute it goes to YouTube, if you are subscribed, you will get a notification that is there and you'll be able to go ahead and watch it. I like for you guys to go there and leave comments about the show, because if you leave comments, good, bad, or indifferent, I will go back and thank you, Britt. I'm going to pin that. Okay, pin comment. Good, bad, and indifferent. Leave comments, because I need feedback to find out exactly what it is that I'm doing. Like I said, you can go in there, you can order the merchandise. The merchandise is reasonable, it's very nice. When you place that order, I get that email the minute I go to the post office, probably like the next day or two. Within a week, you have the merchandise. I'll reach out to you with a tracking number from the post office. This way you'll be able to track the merchandise and you'll know exactly when it's coming to you. And last but not least, my favorite part, I need for you guys to tune in every Sunday night at 8 p.m. to find out what's going on in my mind. Thank you, guys. I love each and every one of you. And thank you for riding with me and my Diva-Ville. Love you guys. Good night.